Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm finally filming a video that's not a declutter, and I'm really excited about it. This is actually a subscriber request, shout out, and this is a video I've been thinking about filming for a while, but I wasn't sure how it would be received because since I've relaunched my channel, it's been really important to me to focus on content that does not revolve around constantly buying new things. And what I'm filming today is a discussion and look at some new releases. But what I've been struggling with since I'm on a no-buy is seeing things coming out that I'm interested in, but knowing I can't buy them. And in essence, to make myself feel better, finding reasons why I don't want the new item, looking for reasons to talk myself out of it because I know I can't buy it. So someone actually requested that I film this, and so there are actually some new releases right now that I'm really interested in, but I'm not gonna buy because I can't. So I've come up with other reasons for why I'm not gonna get these, and I thought we would chat about it. So I hope you guys like this. Like I said, it's my first foray into content that is not declutter related, but I was gonna have to figure this out anyhow because you can only declutter so many things. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I have my Chromebook up here. I'm looking at Trend Mood One's Instagram page, and I will link that down below. So the first thing that caught my attention that I'm actually kind of shocked interested me is the new fragrances by KKW Beauty, or not Beauty, I guess, KKW Fragrance. The packaging on these got me, and then when I read the descriptions of the scents, they sound really pretty. They're only $40, which is expensive, but I feel like for perfume's expensive. That's manageable. But the reason I'm not going to buy this, and the reason I talked myself out of wanting it, is that I have a fragrance I already love. I adore it. It's so perfect for me. It's by a brand called Commodity, and the scent name is Book. I can't imagine a scent that's more perfect for me than that. And I didn't really used to wear perfume, or it was sort of haphazard. I would just kind of get the little mini roller balls of whatever, but I didn't have a signature scent. And so when I started dating my husband, that was something that he decided he wanted to embark on with me, was helping me find a signature scent. And it was so much fun. We went to a variety of different department stores and sampled fragrances. Of course, this was pre-COVID. And sampled fragrances and did testers and all of that. And then I also ordered a few different little sample sets from Sephora, I think, and one was from this brand, Commodity. And I'd done a lot of research on them, and what really appealed to me about them was that they were a unisex scent fragrance company, and I do not, scents that are really sweet and sugary and floral don't appeal to me. I always gravitate more towards men's cologne. But I also don't want to walk around smelling like a Calvin Klein model. So I got this set, and there were a couple of fragrances that really called to me, but this was the one, Book, that just, it's so delicious. I wish I could douse myself in it all the time. So long story short, when I have something that's already so perfect, I can't imagine something else being better. Why would I buy something else? Let alone for the packaging. That's absolutely ridiculous. The packaging has nothing to do with what the fragrance inside actually smells like. So once I really tried to break it down like that, does this packaging still appeal to me? Absolutely it does. Can I say beyond a shadow of a doubt that I will never try this one day? No, I cannot. However, I'm not going to buy this right now. I'm just not. Okay, so the next thing that appealed to me, Huda Beauty is coming out with a new scent flavor of her Silk Balm. The Silk Balm. And I remember seeing Samantha March try this not long ago. I think in the original scent, flavor, color, whatever. But this one is a honey. It's called Honey Kiss. And it is, let's see if they have a price. There's not a price listed here on the Trend Mood post, but anything honey just gets me. I love things that have natural scents or flavors, and this just looks really beautiful. The packaging, again, apparently I'm a sucker for packaging. The packaging looks really beautiful. The color of the balm looks really beautiful. Samantha March gave it a really good review. But I have so many lip products that I'm not using right now because where I live, we still have a mask mandate. Yeah, when I'm wearing masks all the time, I find, like today I'm actually wearing a MAC lipstick. I can't wear lip products that often. I mean, I wear like a lip balm or a chapstick, but I just can't wear, I have a huge container of lip products that I can't wear right now unless I'm at home. And when I'm at home, I'm not wearing a ton of like colorful lip products. So that kind of made this easy to say no to. I can't wear it anyhow. Okay, this one, everyone else thinks this looks terrible, and as soon as I saw it, I fell in love with this. And this is the new Urban Decay Naked Cyber palette. I think this is so pretty. And I think part of that, I'm seeing a lot of reviews, people saying that it looks washed out or ashy or not pigmented enough. But for me, I don't tend to wear super intense glittery shimmery shadows. I like a shimmery shadow, but I don't need it to be like glimmering from 1,000 yards away. If you do, that's amazing. I think I see other people wearing those kinds of looks and they look so pretty, but when I wear it, I just feel a little bit overdone. And so when I saw this, and the more, I guess what other people are thinking are more kind of washed out colors, it looks perfect for me and my taste. It's $49, so the same price as all the other Naked palettes. And I don't have a ton of colors like this. I definitely have some, like I have ColourPop's Glass Bowl. That's one that pops to mind as I'm looking at some of these swatches that has like a blue-brown sort of shift. And then I definitely have, obviously, plenty of other shimmery shadows. And I think that's the thing, since I've recently depotted some of my eyeshadows and put them together in one big magnetic palette, it just made me realize how many eyeshadows I truly have, because I still have a significant amount of, you know, just regular eyeshadow palettes. You can look for my declutter video on, well, I can link it either in the cards or down below, but I have tons of eyeshadow. I have so much eyeshadow, and when I start thinking about how long it will take me to realistically get through all of those, I can't justify buying another eyeshadow palette. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I could see maybe eventually thinking about like a few really unique individual shadows at some point in the future, obviously not while I'm on my no-buy, but as beautiful as this is, I just cannot convince myself to buy more eyeshadow right now when I already have so stinking much. But I'm really curious to know what your thoughts on that palette are, because I feel like I might be the only person on the planet who actually likes that palette. Okay, there's another eyeshadow palette that is going to be a no for me for the same reason, but it kind of surprised me. It's the ColourPop, it's a mood palette, and I have the Stone Cold Fox palette, which I like. I think the, you know, quality of ColourPop shadows is good. I don't use it that much because it is a little bit bigger. I guess in terms of pure size, it's not that it's a huge palette, like a big 35 pan Morphe palette, but the number of shades in it. So sometimes I open it and I'm almost lost, like I'm not sure which shades to use. And so that's kind of the same reason I think I will also skip this one, but it's the ColourPop, it's a mood palette. I just think this is something different from ColourPop. I like this. The colors are pretty. It's different. I really like this range. It looks like the perfect fall palette to me. I'm a sucker for these, like the oranges and the greens and those like really pretty kind of green, like yellowy green, gold, coppery, grungy tones. I don't wear purple or blue shadows typically, but somehow the fact that they've included them in this mixture with the greens and the oranges just makes it look pretty. And so I keep glancing down because my tablet's down here. Yeah, I'm attracted to this. I would love to have it. Not to mention ColourPop has a 25% off their entire site sale going on right now. So I think these are typically, I want to say, in the like $25 to $35 range, and then with the 25% off, it's a really reasonable price. Good quality, pretty shades, but I know I would end up being overwhelmed. I would realistically not use the blues and purples in this palette. It's almost like a piece of art. Like, I can look at it as a piece of art and acknowledge that I find it really aesthetically pleasing, but then my brain has to separate the fact that I don't want to put all of that on my face. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Oh man, this is like an eyeshadow palette heavy video. So the Be Perfect Carnival the Antidote palette, oh god, they killed me with this, where they were slowly releasing like one row of shades at a time. Like every day it was a new row of shades. This assortment of colors is so beautiful. It's so, so beautiful. I think it's perfect for fall. I've heard really great things about the Be Perfect shadow formula. I've never tried any of their shadows before, but oh my gosh, these are, and I love warm tones. I gravitate towards warm tone shadows. This is just so, so pretty. So pretty. And I should say this is a collab with Stacey Marie MUA. I'm not familiar with her, but credit where credit is due. This is a spectacular palette. Oh my goodness. And like the promo photos of her with the orange hair, she looks hot like fire. And there are some really pretty like liquid shadows and these really warm, grungy tones. Oh, especially the shades like Elixir and Sugar Maple and Honey, even Venom. Gosh, those are pretty. Yeah, I want this. I want this so, so much. And this one, I almost, like the sheer amount of eyeshadow that I already own was almost like not enough for me to talk me out of this. It's honestly, the reason I'm not buying this is because I'm on a no buy. That's a crappy reason, because I would like to be more inspirational in this video. But I love this. This is perfect. No pun intended, because the name's Be Perfect, but it's also expensive. It's like almost $56, which is more than I would typically pay for a palette. But like, if I've paid $50 for an Urban Decay Naked palette with well under half the shades, this is definitely on the more affordable side. This is so pretty. I don't know, you guys, what do you think about this? Give me some reasons. Give me some reasons why, aside from being on a no buy, why I shouldn't buy this. This is something that I could see getting and being overwhelmed with the size, but just like immediately depotting it and then having so much fun with these actual shades. Like, there's really not any shade in here that I feel turned off from using. There are no blues. There are a few purples, but they're like definitely on the plum, like the deep plum side. So for this one, this is where the no buy will save you. This is where the no buy will save you, because I don't need this. I don't need it. And my no buy is protecting me from myself right now. Oh, dang, that's pretty. Okay, so now I am on a smaller Instagram page I follow called Makeup Release Radar. And the person who runs it posts a huge variety. They post kind of like the mainstream kind of brands, the mainstream big box brands as I think of them. You know, Natasha Denona, Urban Decay, those kinds of things. But they also post a ton of indie brands. all the way down to like itty bitty brands that like one woman runs out of her home. So it's a much smaller page, but if you like kind of keeping up on new releases and you're interested in kind of the indie makeup scene and supporting smaller companies, definitely check her page out. I will link her down below as well. But, or her, I shouldn't say, I don't know if it's a she or a he, they, them, the person running it. But at any rate, so like 5 minutes ago, they posted about a Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I should just call this video eyeshadow palettes I want, but I'm not buying. It's a restock alert actually for, looks like the Vita palette, and I have not heard of this palette before. So obviously if it's a restock, this palette already existed, but new to me. This just is beautiful. It's beautiful. The styling of it, like the packaging is really beautiful. The styling of the photo, of course I have it posted here, is gorgeous. This is really, really pretty. It's almost like it's a rainbow palette with reds, oranges, yellows, and greens, but the shades are just muted enough. Like they're still bright, but they're just muted enough that it doesn't seem completely unwearable to me. It's pretty. This is a pretty palette, but it's $58 for 10 shades. I can't do that. I can't talk myself into that. There's so many good palettes that are more affordable. I can't convince myself of that. The other thing is with Melt, I've heard so much about their quality being so hit or miss, that some palettes are amazing and some palettes are hot garbage trash. So I've just not been tempted, seriously tempted, to try anything of theirs for that reason. So that's another no for me, dog. Okay, so this is a complexion release, and I don't know if this video will go up before or after my foundation skin tint declutter, but if it goes up before, spoiler alert, I get rid of the overwhelming majority of my foundations and like tinted moisturizers and all of that, because I just don't wear that much base makeup. Like I wear concealer and powder, but I don't really wear foundation. So I shouldn't be interested in this, but it's the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Tint. It's only available in Japan, so that makes it easy to not buy it, but I've heard really good things about the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing complexion line from Shiseido, and they used to make my favorite concealer. They discontinued it a decade ago, and I love some of their, like I have a night cream, like eye cream for a nighttime eye cream from Shiseido that I use and adore. And so I'm interested in this. I am interested in it, but it's only available in Japan, and I'm on a no-buy with no plans to travel to Japan anytime soon. So that's a no. All right, so the next one is actually from a brand I've never heard of before, but it's called Coley, I think, C-O-L-E-Y, Coley Cosmetics, and they have some, a bundle of 6 single eyeshadows they're releasing. I think today? Yeah, today's September 3rd. I'm trying to see, I don't see a price on the makeup release radar post. There are 6 shades and they're all, like, obviously it's autumn themed. They're really pretty. Again, this is another one that's almost like a grungy rainbow, but there are 3 that are, I think in particular, really pretty, and they're the kind of the warm toned ones. So like a red and then some orangey bronzy tones. These are gorgeous. These are gorgeous. I think for me on this one, the reason probably not to buy it, as I've already discussed, is that I don't often wear those like super bright, intense, foiled, like wet looking eyeshadows. When I do wear them, I end up feeling a little bit overdone because I'm not typically, like if I was someone who still went out or had like a high-powered job or something, that might be different, but you know, I'm mostly like hanging out with my kids and on the soccer field and working from home. So to get something like this, as beautiful as it is, I think this is another instance where I look at it and I can appreciate how gorgeous it is, and I can appreciate how pretty they are on other people, but accept that it's not my taste. I'm not going to love it if I put it on myself. I won't. And then the last thing I'll talk about today is these new Profusion palettes. I love Profusion. I love Profusion eyeshadow palettes. They are so affordable and the quality is so amazing. So affordable, so amazing. And they're releasing two, it looks like, of their larger size palettes that are $18 and then $13 respectively. And then they're releasing 3 of their 10-pan palettes that are only $5 each. And I have 2 of these right now. I have one of the 10 pans and then one of the large ones, and I love them. They both made it through my declutter. It makes me so interested in buying these because I love the quality, and these are so pretty. The 2 that are really tempting me, I think, are the smaller one that's called the Meadow palette and the larger one that's called the Marigold palette. And I think these are just so pretty for fall. I think they're gorgeous. The Marigold palette is a little bit brighter. The Meadow palette is more subdued. And again, I'm just not going to buy these because I have so many eyeshadow palettes that I want to use up. And as I'm thinking about starting a Shop My Stash and a project pan, the idea of adding more eyeshadow palettes to be used almost just makes me feel overwhelmed when I really think about it. So I hope they still make these in a few years when I'm able to get through some of my other palettes, because these are truly beautiful. These are beautiful. They also have a pastel palette, which is just not to my taste. That one doesn't tempt me. And then their Euphoria palette is all cool tone. I think if you like cool tone shades, you would probably love this, but for me, again, I prefer warm tones. And then the other large one is called the Moonstone Palette, and it's really pretty as well. I think Moonstone was a good name for it. It looks like kind of a mix of like pale tans and beiges and grays. It looks like it has some larger kind of shimmery and matte shades along the side and then smaller ones in the middle. It's an interesting kind of design or layout for a palette that I haven't seen from them before. So kudos to Profusion. They're making some smart choices with that release. And so I think that's going to do it for today. I've been filming for about half an hour. Interested to know what you guys think of some of these new releases. Is there anything I didn't mention that you have your eye on and are talking yourself out of buying? I would love to hear it from you guys. But let me know if you'd like to see some more videos from me like this in the future. I was thinking about maybe doing these once or twice a month, something like that. Because right now I'm only talking about things that interest me. There are plenty of things that I could have just talked trash about, but this was more an exercise in how we can look at something we really want, or something we really think would be unique and interesting, and convince ourselves not to buy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you stick around. Would love for you guys to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.